Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is Donna from Tarot. Maybe I should start that again. It's for Leo. Leo! Hey, what's up? I'm getting all loud. So it's been a minute since we've done a reading for you all. And we have a reading. We have a big reading. Big. There's a lot going on. So we have a couple of different spreads and some oracle cards. I have a past, present, and future for y'all. And then a stay or go relationship spread. For those of you who are debating whether or not you should stay in something. Because I know we had an eclipse in Gemini Thursday. That would be what you're... for those of you who are Leo rising, that would be your 11th house of friends, groups, and associations, hopes, dreams, and wishes. For those of you who are Leo sun, it's your solar 11th house, so it's the same topics, you know. And I'm thinking we should probably focus on hopes, dreams, and wishes. Like, what are your dreams? What do you really want? I'm sitting here wearing. Look at this. It's a cape. I'm renovating that house, and there's a room upstairs that it has a ton of stuff in it, and there was like a bunch of clothes, capes, and things from like Halloween costumes and whatnot from from the past, and so I washed them all up, and they're sitting on the back of this chair, and it fell on me. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put this on for Leo. It's nice and bright and all that. So let's see. So we'll start with the postcards from Spirit, because it wanted me to pull a postcard from Spirit for y'all. Now this could be a little wordy, and just for you all, I am going to put my pride aside, my vanity, and I'm going to wear the stupid reader glasses so I can read this, because it's kind of tiny writing. But, let's see here. For Leo, what postcard does it want you to hear? Opening up with a bunch of reading. That's alright. Alright, so this one for Leo, folks. And it is... Okay. Here's vanity being put aside for a second. I got progressed sun in Leo, so I get it. It says, Dearest you, you're a chatty bunch over here, or we're a chatty bunch over here, always talking about how to support you in your life's journey. We communicate to you through a language of oracles, dreams, signs, metaphors, and omens. In your life on Earth, however, clarity in your communication is essential to being understood. You don't speak in symbols, and if you did, you would definitely confuse things. Right now, you're facing a situation in which you're being asked to have integrity, be clear, and learn how to ask for your needs to be met. The first step is to admit out loud that you have needs. The second is to ask out loud for them to be met. And the third is to allow the other person, organization, or even us to answer you. When you follow these steps, you can most definitely expect an answer. In your favor, affirmative, we say. Loving you so very much. What are y'all doing in here? Okay, so my dogs heard me talking, and now they're here to say hello. What are you doing, stinkers? All right, let's film it. Look, this is Pudge, and then here's her jealous sissy, Ro. This is Rosie. Yep. All right, go play. Go, get out of here. Go, get. All right, so the next one is the Mausolea Oracle of Souls. And this is, it's a very dark and deep kind of deck, but it's very enlightening, I'll put it that way. So we pulled the Exile, and I'll explain to you what this is about. It's basically, it talks about different levels in a world that's put together through stories throughout history. So they've created this world with like a, how does it explain? It has like 6 or 7 different areas. Where is it? I'm not gonna go into that right now. Do I need to do that? No. Okay, let's just go into the cards, your cards, and I'll explain it later. But you have the Exile, and you have the Traveler, and the Traveler is the keeper of the crossroads. The Traveler's identity has been completely effaced. Okay, this is the card. He wanders wherever no road exists with his lone worry steed, trading his goods wherever he stops. He stays in one place only long enough to sell what he has, take on new goods, and move on to the next stop along a path that only he knows. His trades, however, likewise are made according to some measure of value that exists in his own mind. having little to do with local demand or supply. In all things, the traveler makes his own way, adhering to no established society or guidelines. The traveler may be followed, but he does not lead. His example shows us the boundaries of society, both in its limitations and in the guardrails that it establishes to keep us from danger. His appearance calls on us to question and compare our values and the values of others, and determine whether we are reckless and overvaluing our own selves, or overcautious and not giving ourselves our due. His domains are restlessness, independence, and appraisal. Okay, so I want you to pay attention to that, because remember it said no road exists. He's just, traveling everywhere. The exile is the next one. That's the forsaken soldier. The exile is a lost, broken figure haunted by dim memories of former victories. Once he was a glorious supreme commander, a leader of soldiers, and feared warlord. Now he is a rootless wanderer, unable to fully grasp who he was and unable to understand what he could become. The exile represents someone who has failed in spite of their cleverness, skills, or strategic abilities, and cannot understand why they have failed. It is a sign that the answers one seeks cannot be found within oneself unless one accepts the reality of one's situation. His domains are strategy, failure, and trauma. I want you to pay attention to that, because not knowing your place and feeling as if you don't know what your place is kind of a theme that you're going to find yourself experiencing. And it's just temporary. It's not a big deal. No need to freak out. But don't be surprised when you find yourself. So this speaks of traveling, maybe moving from one place to another, and then not really knowing your place, knowing where you belong. So, but that's just temporary. But I wanted to point that out to you. Because as I was putting your reading together, it stood out because we have the past, present. I'm getting choked by this. Okay. I have Moon and Sag, and I can't stand being limited or held back in any way, so that's got to go. All right, so the Quest Tarot deck is the one we use for the past, present, and future. And you got the Two of Wands for the past, which is Aries and Mars. It's representing Two of Wands. And the word on the bottom of the card is dominion. Okay. And the representations, I don't know if this means anything to you all, but all three cards for your past, present, future, for some reason, the one of the stones for all three cards was diamond. I don't know if that has any significance to you, if someone gave you a diamond, if you're considering handing back someone their diamond, or if you feel like a diamond in the rough, if you've been under a lot of pressure. Well, going through a lot of stress and pressure in life will turn you into a diamond over time. But the Two of Wands has to do with decisions. In this card, it says dominion. But that's the past. And having, I think in this particular, let's see, in this particular one, it says 172. Because I didn't want to forget what it said. Here we go, putting vanity aside again. Because I did not want to forget this one. It says, face-up meaning is success in the world. Wealth has been earned through great effort. Now, this is your past. Projects have been achieved through sheer will, the feeling and pride of ownership. A dominant personality is proud to stand before the castle he or she has built, raising one's arms and shouting, I did it. Having conquered your goals, following through, having your courage to achieve your dreams, jubilation on journey's path. So that was the past. In the current, you have the Sun card, which is this one right here. It's a pretty card. This one, it has 156. It describes, because I want you to pay attention to this. The face-up meaning is everything is wonderful. You have your health and business is doing great. You're in the spotlight, receiving well-deserved recognition, rewards coming your way. You have the clarity for new invention and the energy to see it through. Make your thoughts simpler. Relax and dance. Take a rational approach, but it doesn't seem easy. Don't do it. You'll find that your sexual desire is on the rise. Keep it fresh and uncomplicated. Enjoy. That is your current. Now, here's the concern, and I don't want you to be worried, but the Seven of Swords is the card for your future. And the word at the bottom of the card, it says uselessness. Now, that doesn't mean you're useless. However, I want you to pay attention to this, because here's the key. The face-up meaning taking action that does not move you closer to your goal. Feeling as though it doesn't matter what you do or don't do. Not knowing your place. There it is. Not knowing your place. Wanting to make a change or move for the better. An upcoming change of location looms in your mind. Being restless and unsure of your purpose in life. Pessimism. Ineffective actions. Can't get a handle on what to do. Being depressed of your lack of helpful abilities. Being cut off from the world. Everything seems mysterious. Confusing, I guess might be another word too. So, if you are Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, you may be going through job changes, job losses. Your relationships might be, what do I do? You're considering your options. Do I stay in this relationship? Do I go? Well, that brings us to stay or go relationship spread, which is this one right here, which we're doing with the Steampunk deck. This deck. And it kind of combines different things throughout history. Like, for example, I think there was Charles Dickens and Emily Dickinson. I forget. I don't even remember. The characters in here, I think we have Oliver Twist in here on this card. But they take basically characters and situations throughout history and literature and whatnot and combine them all for this deck. And it combines like past, present, future, all that, very futuristic. So, the spread starts off with your current situation, which is, it says the current state is the Tower. So you've been through some big changes. And since this is a relationship spread, your relationship has gone through huge changes. The Tower, when you think of the Tower, I wrote a couple notes so I wouldn't forget this, because this is how I think of the Tower. The Tower has to do with structures and big structures coming down. So the very foundation of your relationship was changed, probably a breakup. So think of Hurricane Katrina or 9/11, for those of you in the United States. Those are big events that drastically change people's lives. Well, those are Tower moments. So in a relationship, that would be like a big breakup, divorce, that kind of thing. Something that just completely changes everything. So you may still be contemplating getting back with this person. You might be tentatively still involved with this person, trying to see where things going. Maybe you're trying to see other people, but you still want this person from the past. So the cards, it says, why stay? Why would you stay? Because the Nine of Swords is coming up, and that's the card of overthinking and just letting your thoughts almost poison your body to the point where like you're just stressed out. Why would you stay? Because you're not seeing things as they really are. Stay because things may not be anywhere near as bad as you think they are. So let's say that you're back with this person. Let's say you've gotten back together. Why would you want to stay with them? Because you're not seeing the way you're seeing things isn't reality. If you're stressing and thinking this just ain't working, it's not working, you're not seeing the reality of it. I don't know if you're not seeing the reality of it because people around you are gossiping and telling you things about your person that aren't true. I don't know, but for whatever reason, you would stay because what you're thinking and why you're thinking of or just ditching it isn't the reality. Why go? You get the Star card. So in this case, if you were to go, like maybe you would think that you would have everything. And you might be the star. You might get all this recognition or something. You might be feeling like you're on top of the world. Just remember the grass isn't always greener on the other side. But it's in the position of why go? Why go? So the Star card, why go? So you can feel like you're going to get recognition. Maybe you feel like you're not getting recognized, you're not getting appreciated. This would put you in the spotlight and make you feel like you're recognized and appreciated. Now, things aren't always as they seem. So, in the how I'll feel staying, you have the King of Wands. So, in this relationship, if you stay, you're going to feel passionate, you're going to feel wanted, you're going to feel like you can achieve anything. It says, how I'll feel leaving. You get the Five of Pentacles. Now pay attention to this, because it's a relationship spread. Do I leave this relationship? Look at this. It's the card of feeling left out, feeling abandoned, feeling material lack, material need, like going through hardship. So, what's that say? Oh. It says, how I'll feel leaving, you're going to feel poor. I mean, I shouldn't laugh, but you're going to feel lack if you leave. So the overall advice, you get the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is a lot. It can be represented or seen by several different ways. The start of a conversation, start up a conversation with this person. You're being presented with a new way of seeing things and looking at things, a new way of thinking. Accept it. Take that new way of seeing things and looking at things. Because if you don't accept it, then it's going to disappear. And then you're going to still be sitting there with the Nine of Swords way of, just being tortured by your own thoughts. So I'm not telling you to stay or go, but this is what the spread is telling you. So how you'll feel staying, passionate, like you can achieve anything, how you'll feel leaving. And again, if it's a situation in which you're, being abused or something, then by all means you need to leave. How you'll feel leaving, you're going to feel poor, but that would just be temporary. And then you eventually get back up on your feet. That's for people who are in a situation that's abusive or something. I obviously would never tell you to stay in a situation that's bad for you. Why stay? Because things aren't necessarily how you are seeing them. You may be stressing out unnecessarily. But why go? So that you can get the recognition and appreciation you deserve. But how you'll feel staying, wanted and passionate and like you get to do anything. You see, this is the best I can, I don't know how else to cover this. This is how the spread is showing things. Now, only you are going to know how to interpret this for yourself. If it's an abusive situation, get out. The feeling of poor or lack will be temporary. If it's not an abusive situation, then it's very much likely that you're just not seeing things accurately. I do know that a lot of Leos and Aries, I think fire signs right now, have been in a situation in which their relationships have been affected by outside influences and gossip, not by people who may have good intentions, or may not have good intentions. Because a lot of times people who try to give you advice on your relationship, they can do it because they have your best interest at heart, and they may or may not know the situation. So they may not, their advice may not be taking into account the reality. Or you could have somebody who doesn't like seeing people happy and together, so they like splitting people up and seeing chaos. Or there could be somebody who wants you or your partner, and so they want to split you up because they want one of you too. So always keep that in mind. When someone is gossiping, talking to your friends, always think about what their motivation could be. What's their real, true motivation for what they're saying and doing, and do they have all the facts? So I'm just gonna keep saying that to people because I've been seeing it happening a lot. It's happened to me. It's happened to my friends. It's happened to my family. It's happened to my coworkers. I'm noticing it happening a lot. So, what else? I want to do, like always, I want to do the person on your mind. I'm going to do a Radiant-wise deck spread. We're at 19. Oh, look, there's the devil. We're at 1927. Oh, and also Leo. You have, since the eclipse happened in your 11th house of hopes, dreams, wishes, friends, groups, family, and associations. Not family, but friends, groups, and associations. That is going to be your focus over the last couple months and the next couple months, because the eclipse kind of happened. It'll affect things a couple months before it, well, usually closer to the 30 days before and the 30 days after, normally. You'll notice it more. So that will be a focus of yours. And also we have Mercury, the planet of communication and transportation, is retrograde. So if you're like the 75% of the population that has a direct in their chart, don't be surprised if there's miscommunication, misunderstandings, things not being seen clearly until Mercury turns direct at the very end of June. I think around the 23rd, 25th, somewhere in there. And then after a couple days after it turns direct and it picks up speed, then things kind of straighten themselves out. If you're the 25% that was born with a retrograde in your chart, then things are probably doing fine with you. And Mars is has just moved into your sign, I think yesterday, day before. So you're going to find yourself having a lot more energy, might be a little more argumentative, and you might be a little more accident prone. Just something to be aware of. Just put that out there. So your person, oh look at the bottom of the deck. I just picked it up, and here's the bottom of the deck. So this has to do with home, family, structure, happiness, weddings. All right, so your person. How does your person feel about you right now? Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Your person. How do they feel about you right now? Let me see. I can't believe I wore a cape. All right, so they feel passionate. Get the Queen of Wands. They feel very passionate toward you. What do they think of you overall? Yeah, that you're actually a little bit stubborn. I always see the Hierophant is actually, I see that as to some degree authority figure, but can be stubborn, with a lot of secrets, but also has a lot of power. So you're secretive and powerful, maybe a little bit stubborn. All right, so what are their intentions with you? Oops, I'm not doing a bunch of cards, just one. They want to bicker. What the fuck? Have you had... Okay, but what are their actual actions? And this one wants to come out. It fell out too. It threw itself out. They're gonna evaluate and look over things, over your relationship, over things in general. Look at and see how far you've come, what you all have been through. They're gonna look at what you've been through. What else are they gonna do? I always like to do a couple cards for their actual actions with you. They're gonna... And I will call him back. Scotty's calling. So, let's see. They're gonna hang in there, and they're gonna try to see things from a different perspective. Of course he calls me while I'm filming. Alright, so what else? What else? Oh. Aww. Leo, you got the Two of Cups. They want to share love with you. So that's actually what they're going to do. They're going to be loving. They're going to hang in there and try to see things from a different perspective. They want to bicker and fight with you, but they're not going to. All right, and who are we reading for next? Where's actually, that's this one. So we are going to read for... Oh, I didn't do the 6 cards for my Donna's Destiny cards. Okay, so we're reading for... Oh, Cancer. Because, we have to read for Cancer all the... I'm a Cancer sun. I don't even want to read for myself that often. I've read for Cancer more lately than I can care to admit. So, I don't know what's going on with everybody else for my sun. I know my life has been blowing up. My relationship's been crazy. But, I don't know about the rest of the Cancers. I don't know. And if you're a Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus dealing with a Cancer, or somebody with Cancer placements, then I guess... tune in for the next one. So, Leo, 6 cards, Donna's Destiny cards. And blank cards are like wild cards. It means anything is possible. So, relax. Oh, yeah. We didn't do the retreat card, did we? Oh, I didn't do that. So, I meant to do this. You got the retreat card from the Devine Energy Oracle. Can't believe I almost missed that. This means you need to take a time out and relax and refresh. Take care of yourself. And that's just more proof right there. Relax. So, What else? Ask them out. Rehab. Oh, Lord. Lots of people desiring you. Apply for it and text them. So, if this person, if there's the person maybe from your past that you're considering trying to reconnect with, ask them out. One or both of you may need to go to rehab or consider it. Lots of people desiring you. If there's a job, if there's a job you're thinking about applying for, it says apply for it. And the same thing, maybe whoever who's on your mind, text them. Let them know what you're thinking. Maybe text them to ask them out. All right, so let me call him back. And Cancer is next. All right, Leo, love you guys. Take care.